Did you see the title of this video and wonder, what exactly does tomato soup have to do with trading? If you think that being a trader is all about the glamorous lifestyle, with fancy cars, private pools and yachts, then you should probably stop watching this video. Because on Mindfully Trading, I share my raw, honest journey balancing life as a full-time trader and a full-time mother. The most glamorous that I get is when I put my makeup on each week to do these videos just for you. So to see the highlight of my trading week and find out just what exactly the tomato soup incident is, keep watching this video right after you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel below. So it all started when I took a short position on pound dollar. Why short, you say? Well, here is my analysis for the pair. I started off looking on the 4-hourly time frame as part of my top-down analysis approach to trading. And what I was interested in, as the price had been coming up here, we'd made like a double top pattern and price had been selling off. So I was quite interested in looking for an area to go short. Where would that area be? Well, I used the 4-hourly time frame to identify potential areas where price may return to make a reaction, and then that might provide a trading opportunity for a short in this case. So what I did is I zoomed into the most recent price action, and I'm looking for the place where price has the most volume, the most momentum, which to me is going to be this bit here. We had this little pullback once it broke this double top pattern. So price made this double top, it consolidated here, it finally broke through the bottom of that and it made a little pullback here before dropping lower. And what I'm looking at is on this little pullback right here, I can see a fair value gap. Now this is a technique that I've learned from my mentorship with the Inner Circle Trader, ICT, here on YouTube, a free mentorship that he has available. So if you are new to that idea, definitely check out ICT because there's some fantastic material in there, and best of all, it's free. But basically this fair value gap is looking at these 3 candles. And what I'm interested in is the bottom of the first candle and the top of the 3rd candle don't touch, which means we have this gap in price where for the middle candle, the 2nd candle, price is just pushing down. There's so much momentum, it just drops. And it creates this gap in the market, and that's a place where price is likely to return to because it wants to find liquidity there. So I highlighted this area thinking that that might be a good place to return to for a short. Now zooming in here, I've removed the future candles. So this is where I was at this time when I took this short. And you can see that price did return to this fair value gap once and it returned to it again. And then it actually continued to sell off, so it broke that previous low here. Now I was in this area thinking the chances of it coming back up to that gap are quite slim. So I'm looking for another place where it may return to. But if you look closely enough, you can see that there is in fact another gap right here. Once I'd identified these areas on the 4-hourly time frame, got my overall bias looking for a short, but looking for a pullback for an entry, I then dropped to the 15-minute time frame, which is the time frame that I use to plan my trade, to get into a trade, to set my stop and to set my target. And I did the same process again. So although we were in that area on the 4-hourly time frame, in that fair value gap where price had returned to, I then identified yet another one using the 15-minute time frame. And for that, I was looking again at these huge volume candles. And the most recent one was this one right here. Price had pulled back, and from that low of the first candle to the high of the 3rd candle, I then set another fair value gap. So I've made this one orange to show that it's the 15-minute time frame. It doesn't have as much authority as the 4-hour, but that combined with the 4-hour in confluence is enough for me to consider a trading opportunity there for short. So at this time, it was 10 o'clock in the morning, price was pushing up, and as it was pushing up here, it started to sell off a little bit. It tried again and it made a bearish doji candle. That's when I decided to set a sell below this area here. I set a sell stop below that candle, so if price started to drop, it would take me into the trade short. And I used a 30 pip stop, which was above this fair value gap, because I thought that if price broke that, it's probably not going to work out anyway. And initially, I was interested in targeting the lows. So I set a 2R target just at the lows here, 2 times what I was risking for this trade. And I've just opened my account here with the 5%ers in MetaTrader 5, and the 5%ers are the prop firm that I choose to trade with. If you're not sure what a prop firm is, I have created a separate video which I will include a link to above, but it's basically where you trade a company's account and you take a share of any profits that are made. Now, each prop firm have their own challenges that you need to pass first to show that you are a professional trader and you are able to manage their account. The 5%ers are one of the rare prop firms who actually give you lots of time. They give you up to 6 months to be able to complete the challenge, where you have to hit a target and respect the rules. Now, they are a fantastic program to consider, so if it's something you're interested in, definitely check them out. I have got a link below. But as you can see, this is the account I have with them. I actually took a couple of trades this week on USD yen, which worked out really well. But this is the sell that I took on pound dollar, the one that we're looking at today. And for this, I actually took one position, whereas usually I would take multiple positions and then have multiple targets to better manage the trade. What do I mean exactly? Let's go back to the charts. As you can see, this was my trade plan. I set this sell and I got entered into this short. Now, once I set this, effectively, I walked away. Remember, I said I'm also a full-time mother. I don't have the luxury of time to sit and watch trades work out, which is probably for the best anyway, because that can get pretty emotional. But where I went wrong with this is that I was in such a rush to place the trade that I only placed one trade using my full amount of risk. Whereas usually I would place multiple trades using reduced risk, and then I would have different targets. So instead, I decided once price was coming down close to my target, I would set an alert to go off. So this means that once price crosses this point here on the chart, an alert would go off, it would ring on my phone, alert me to the fact that price is there, and that would just prepare me to be able to get onto the charts and manage the trade before it actually hit my target and close the trade. A few hours later, I was playing with my young boy Sam. We were sitting in the lounge and my alert went off on my phone and I realised, oh yeah, the trade. I better load it up and have a look at what's going on. When I checked my charts, I saw that price had come down. It hadn't hit my target yet and I was still in the trade, but it activated that alert and I thought, brilliant, it looks really strong. The 4-hourly candles closed really bearish and I definitely want to lower my target down to try to get a little bit more profit on the trade. In the 2 minutes that passed while I did this, while I checked my trade and had that thought, little did I know that Sam in that time had crawled over, he had picked up the TV remote and he decided to shove it into his mouth. He must have shoved it in his mouth quite deeply because the next moment he decided to throw up tomato soup, which was his lunch, all down the TV remote, all down his clothes and all over the floor.
Ew!
So by the time I had gotten him cleaned up, got him changed, got my floor cleaned up and got the TV remote cleaned up and then remembered, oh yeah, the trade, I looked back at the trade and by that point, price had just dropped straight through my target. Well, that's a good thing, right? At least I still made some money on this trade. I made 2 times what I was risking for the trade. But obviously when price is moving quite strongly in your direction, sometimes it's nice to trail and get a little bit more profit. The reality of balancing life as a trader and as a mother, I have to come to this place of acceptance where I just accept that I do my best and that is all I can do right now. I have to be patient and take the lessons that come with every trade. I have to trust the overall process and the bigger picture, but more importantly, I have to enjoy the journey. Any other traders out there who trade whilst parenting, it would be brilliant to hear from you. Do comment below and give me a shout out. Meanwhile, if you've enjoyed this video, please let me know by smashing that like button below. It really helps me out, it helps me to grow my channel and it helps to give me the motivation to continue to share these videos with you. And if you are not already subscribed, do click that subscribe button below the video and I'll catch you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.